All right, this is sort of a response video to ND Clark, entry in his contest, so to speak. It's also a response video in a way to a video I was sent the link to, and so I'll post a link to it over there. Just this whole subject of YouTube, and so yeah, this is probably not going to be high energy enough for to win the contest, but this will be my entry anyway. You know, what you like about YouTube, and you know, we were offered the possibility of complaining rather than glorifying. Yeah, I got, you know, YouTube's, the whole corporate model thing bothers me. This is, to me, it's a piece of infrastructure. This is like a public utility. This is this medium. There's so much of this internet, like I said, that we don't have our constitutional rights protected here. We don't have the human rights that we really should have guaranteed as part of this process, because it is a corporation. They can make decisions unilaterally. They're the dictators, and in a way that's bullshit, because this is like the public soapbox. This is the public square now. Okay, it's moved to this virtual medium, and there's got to be rules that protect people's free speech, and there's got to be responsibility imposed as it would be imposed in that public square or something else, where people can't just slander, they can't deceive and manipulate and thieve and all these other things that are part of our civilized and social law. So I think YouTube can be so much more if you know, we have either it's regulated as a public utility, or the government should have, they ought to finance a public alternative, like a public library version of this utility. Something that we the people own, not something that some fucking corporation that is you know, concerned, that has a completely different concern than what the library would be. I mean, it's like a bookstore and a library have different incentives. One is selling product, one is providing access to product, and that's a big difference. And you know, the only thing YouTube cares about is how many views their advertisements get, and then more specifically, how many of the right viewers they get for their advertisements. You know, what viewers can they actually sell product to? So right off the bat, 10% of us are off the books for them. They don't give a damn about us because we don't click on ads, or 20%, whatever that number is. So they're only going to be concerned about that other percentage that actually has a potential to click on their advertisements, because that's their money. That's how they, you know, and that's their business, and that's their priority. It has nothing to do with our free speech rights. It has nothing to do with communicating, creating this network of understanding. It doesn't have anything to do with connecting to people. None of that makes a goddamn bit of difference to YouTube. All they care about is their profits, their company, their corporation, and that's their game, is their money. It's not about the people. And yeah, so I feel very tenuous existing on their property, okay, having to exercise my social soapbox free speech rights on their property. I don't like them owning the public sidewalk, and that's what this comes down to. We've basically sold the public square to the corporations, the Googles of the world, and it's bullshit. Like I said, and if they're going to be if private companies are going to be allowed to manage those public spaces, that they should have to manage them under public regulation, meeting our standards, not by their standards. And I just think this is something, you know, people have got to give a damn and start investing in the internet in an honest way, instead of letting all this chaos rule, all this for the buck bullshit own us all. I mean, the advertisements on sites are just getting worse and worse and worse, more intrusive. You know, you read news stories now, and you know, there's some places, you know, they only give you a paragraph at a time. So you have to go to another page to get the next paragraph, another page to get the next, you know, just so they can throw more ads in front of your face. And it's just, it's a bullshit medium. It's just a waste of a medium. We're not gaining anything from this. There's better ways to organize this, and there should at least be alternatives available. Even if we leave this fucking internet exactly the way it is and create a parallel domain structure, a dot whatever, a dot honest, a dot secure, a dot public, public domain, yeah, at least we'd have a place to go. We'd have an alternative, and even if look, even if I had to pay to be on this service, I would pay to do it, to have more rights, to have more liberty, and to have more responsibility, because this is bullshit in a lot of ways. I mean, we're at their disposal. I mean, they do these weekly updates, it seems. You know, the system's down for 12 hours, and they accomplish nothing. It works just as bad after it's done. It's just this, it's all this nonsense. It's becoming harder and harder to do business on YouTube. Just you can't even post comments and reliably know that they're going to be posted, and it's just bullshit. And you know, I know some people just think, oh yeah, the corporations make all this possible. That's just bullshit. What makes this possible is the technology. What makes this possible is the fact that we have the bandwidth now, we have the computer power, and you know, there can be mechanisms. Like I said, we can build public library versions of these internet resources. We can have an honest, reliable search engine. We can have an honest, reliable platform to place our videos on and have them connected in a rational mechanism, and that's all we're talking about here. And the stick cams and the rest of them, these open chat rooms and the rest of this stuff, this is not brain surgery. This is not nuclear physics kind of technology. You know, we don't. It's inevitable technology. It's something that's inevitably going to grow out of our understanding of this medium and having the hardware to do it. And to essentially make the default a corporate-owned mechanism, and there's always going to be a default. These are sites and things that automatically tend towards monopoly, because obviously you're going to want to be on the platform where the people are. You're not going to be on the platform where there's no people. And so everybody's going to automatically gravitate to one place. They're not going to gravitate to 16 million different little locations. No, they're going to gravitate to the one. And that's how Google gained its dominance. I mean, it started off a free search engine, no advertisements, no bullshit for 2 years, and seduced everybody into it. And then once everybody was there, their captive audiences sensed, because then it's trouble for people to move. It's trouble for them to go the trouble of thinking a different way, because they get used to the system. And I see us just becoming the same kind of dependency on YouTube, and it's not the best mechanism, at least the way it is now. It's a sloppy and stupid mechanism, and so we can do better than this. But I mean, as for the medium itself, as for the whole idea of this communicating with people, and especially this ability to connect to people of similar belief and life experience, yeah, it's invaluable. I mean, you know, this is it's you know, I mean, I hate to be mushy about it, but yeah, it's really great. I mean, it's, in a way, it's improved my life dramatically, just connecting to all these people that I might have known existed, but I would never have been able to communicate with or talk to or know. And just having that as an experience, just yeah, I mean, I can't even put a value on it. I don't know how much I'd pay for it, but I'd pay a lot for it, because it's meant a lot. So yeah, it's a great medium, but I'm not going to give YouTube any credit for it. I'm not going to give Google any credit for it, because it's something that technology would automatically provide us. We've been waiting for this speakerphone kind of technology for 30 years. We've been talking about it, and so it's finally here, and then we've sold it to the AT&T again. We've sold it to the corporation. We're giving them control over it, and we should have the damn control. It should be our medium, not their medium, ours. We should own this stuff. We should own this platform, or at least we should have complete control over it in every important aspect. If somebody wants to make money off of it, fine, let them make money, but let them do it in a voluntary way, not force us as a captive audience to endure their bullshit and to essentially promote bullshit. All right, because the only part of this YouTube that has any value to me is this part, the part of human beings communicating with each other, communicating ideas. Okay, I'm pretty uninterested in you know, 90% of what's produced on YouTube. So anyway, that's my rant on the subject.